Will, if you were to make a plan to whip Taylor's ass with your bare hands, what would be your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth moves? And similarly, Taylor, if you were going to beat the piss out of Will, how would you start it and how would you finish it?
Ideally, he'd be looking away, and I'd come up behind him, up on his neck, grip him down by the throat. I need to get him to the ground because he's a tall boy. He's got long arms. Everybody's got a puncher's chance. But I know if I'm going to win this fight, I need to be on the ground with him. But if I happen to mount him, then you're on top. You're just throwing strikes, just throwing bombs,
ground and pound.
haymakers. But I'm trying to keep the fight close because that's where I feel like my advantage would be.
So how do you distract him in the beginning? Like, how do you have him looking the other way? Because
I
that's
think
not
he's just got to be in a conversation with somebody else, and I just got to be pissed off enough that it's like, for some reason, I'm going behind his back on this one.
Yeah.
But if it was straightforward, I want to close the distance.
And like when you're hearing this, do you feel like that's something that you would try to counter off the bat, like his moves? Like what does that game plan sound like to you?
I think it's a really strong game plan. If I was Will Compton, I'd go right for my right knee immediately. He knows I have a shaky knee. I got a bad kickstand on the right side. Every time I've tried to wrestle Will, I end up on the ground and Will ends up on top. Yeah, this is even at like 310-pound Taylor. I'm going right at that low back. I think that's the main way to get Will Compton.
What?
Double thumbs, I think, is the best move. You kind of come in there and just a double press right away.
Right
get him to spaz a little bit, hit that L1 for him. Make sure he's feeling that in the hamstring category. Really, Will Compton, the back of Will is a D1 body all the way through. Fantastic back, great cheeks, strong hamstrings. He's got, it looks really good, but it's a little more fragile than people really give him credit for. So I would go thumbs right on the low back, and then I'd probably start getting at them hamstrings a little bit, and maybe he would go to the ground. He'd be too distracted by the spasms, and that's when you start going after him.
You think you'd just be digging your thumbs in my low back?
Yeah, Captain Insano, except for the eyes, I would go straight at the low back.
Right, the dimples.
The dimples,
above-ass
them
dimples.
cute little dimples, right? And he's got them too. If you're going to have this fight between us, one of us has to be unconscious at the end.